So if this is the first time you're visiting my channel and you want to know more about living in Toronto, please subscribe and tap the bell and you'll be the first to hear about new market trends coming up here in Toronto. My name is Ed Bulmer and I'll be happy to help you. I get calls and texts from people like you every day. So if you want to know more about living in Toronto, please subscribe and I'll be happy to help you. Hello, are you thinking about moving to Toronto? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you an area called Leslieville. We're going to talk about the pros and cons of living there, and I'm going to give you all kinds of details on what's going on. So please stick around to the end because the best kept secret is at the end. Well, first of all, I'm going to talk about some of the cons about living in the area. Due to the popularity of the area, home prices and condo prices have tended to increase over the past few years, but not as much as other areas of Toronto. Another aspect of living in Leslieville is that there are a limited amount of condos available. So you're going to have a limited, selection as far as if you want a condo. There are quite a few new condos though coming up. Also, the streets are fairly limited in parking. So if you want street parking, it's going to maybe take you perhaps a little while to get a street parking spot, but there are street parking spots available. As far as the space, it is quite limited as far as residential units. In the residential areas, the housing is quite narrow. There tend to be row houses that are attached, and some of them tend to be quite old, so they may need some modernization. There are a few projects going on in the area where they've definitely renovated whole sections of a block and put in new townhomes, but most of the area is older type buildings, or are older type buildings, and they're older residential units. It's kind of quaint because the trees are mature. So if you like a nice mature development that has older kind of cool character properties, this might be the place for you. A couple more things I wanted to mention as far as the cons of Leslieville. There are a limited big box kind of retailers, so it's mostly small community type retail outlets. So if you're into that kind of a thing where you want like family oriented, small business, privately owned places, well, this might be the place for you. One more thing is the traffic can get quite congested along Queen Street. So I suggest perhaps walking, biking, using transit. The transit is very good. There's a streetcar that runs along Queen Street. So that might be your best option if you want to live in the area. Now let's talk about some of the pros about living in Leslieville. First of all, it's a family-friendly area. A lot of families are moving in the area because the parks are great, the streets are safe, there's about 30% less crime in the area than there is in other parts of Toronto. It's a trendy kind of little village. It has a village vibe. There's a lot of, as I said, private and family-owned restaurants and shops in the area. The shops tend to be quite trendy. There's quite a few antique shops. There's quite a few kind of little cultural vibe type restaurants with a community feel. The family atmosphere is great with the schools, with the local atmosphere. I think you would love it for a family, and it's quite quiet. So if this is the first time you're visiting my channel and you want to know more about living in Toronto, please subscribe and tap the bell and you'll be the first to hear about new market trends coming up here in Toronto. My name is Ed Bulmer and I'll be happy to help you. I get calls and texts from people like you every day. So if you want to know more about living in Toronto, please subscribe and I'll be happy to help you. Another thing I want to mention about the pros of living in Leslieville is that even though it's outside of the downtown busy, business section, it's quite close in proximity. The Queen streetcar, in 15 minutes, you can get down to the financial center, to the Eaton Center, to all the venues that Toronto has to offer. So even though it's outside of the downtown core, it's easy to access all the things that Toronto has to offer, all the attractions, all the busy or noisier areas that Toronto has, and all the fun things to do in Toronto. So you might like that quiet area, yet to be close to the center of Toronto. Another thing that I really like about Leslieville is it has its own little charm. It's a mix of old and new. If you watch my the property tour video, you'll see that very old buildings, but there's a nice mix of new in between. So you've got the old and new mix, which gives it a cool little vibe. It's different than most areas of Toronto. It's got a lot of cool little family-owned restaurants that have patios. Some of them are even backyard or side patios that are away from the traffic and the noise. So it can almost be like sitting in someone's backyard. There's quite a few cafes, coffee shops, as I said, cultural type restaurants. There's a Moroccan restaurant, there's a cool Mexican restaurant, there's a great little chicken place, there's a barbecue place. The Brioche Cafe is a cool French cafe with a great brunch, very well known to the locals. And you'll just enjoy strolling down the street, enjoying all the different antique shops, specialty shops. There's a couple furniture stores, some really unique places to see. And I'd just like to mention quickly some of my favorite restaurants in the area. As I said, it's a very cultural area. We're going to start with, I believe it's called Tabouleh. It's I think it's a Middle Eastern cuisine restaurant. It's kind of a funky vibe. They have a lot of nice plants, cool decor. That would be a cool place to check out if you want to try something different. There's the Chula Taberna Mexican restaurant, a very cool vibe. They have a nice little outdoor patio, even a second floor kind of upper level patio. Really cool place and a cool vibe. The food is great there. You'll love it. The atmosphere is awesome. There's another one, I think it's called Maha's Egyptian Brunch. If you want to try something different, a really cool vibe. There's a Detroit style pizza place, which is really cool. And there's all kinds of little coffee shops here and there. I'll talk about in the next segment. Oh yes, there's one more restaurant I wanted to talk about in the Leslieville area. I believe it's an Italian place called Nodu. It's a must try if you like pasta. Great place. They have a nice patio. You'll love it. Now let's talk about some shopping in Leslieville. You've got a cool little bookstore called Queen Books. Amazing little atmosphere. Just a quaint little bookstore, family owned. You'd love to check out some of their local displays, and they have quite a nice selection of travel and just general reading, fiction and non-fiction. Another cool place I like to visit is Hooks. It's a fish shop where they have local fish as well as all kinds of a variety of fish from around the world. Another great place I love to shop at is it's called the Scout Gift Shop. It's kind of a local souvenir shop, but it's a cool place. They got all kinds of unique kind of things in there. And there's another one called Good Neighbor. Great gift shop, all kinds of kitchenware, houseware, kind of cool side of stuff. If you're looking for gifts, that's a great place to go. Another couple places you want to take a look at in Leslieville is, I believe it's called the Urban Bulk. It's a wonderful little bulk food store. They have all kinds of your regular staples like cereals and grains and some kind of unique products in there. One other place I like just down the street is called the Leslieville Cheese Market. A wonderful selection of cheese from all over the world, and they have all kinds of little jams, and it's great for little gifts and things like that if you're having a party. Great for collecting snacks and hors d'oeuvres, and cheese trays. They'll even make up cheese trays for you. So that's just a little bit about the specialty shops and gift shops in Leslieville. There's quite a few more, but that's just a few that I frequently visit. And last but not least, I've come to my favorite part. I just love to go out in the morning for a coffee, hang out, and have some nice pastries and a cool fresh brewed coffee. So a couple of my favorite places in Leslieville, I guess familiar around Toronto, the Dark Horse Coffee. Great place, great vibe, wonderfully crafted coffees there. You'll have fun there. Another one is the Pilot Coffee House. Great place to enjoy a nice coffee, a nice atmosphere there. There's the Remarkable Bean, which is another great one. I enjoy just sitting and lounging in some of their chairs and enjoying a nice coffee. And lastly, my favorite is the Purple Penguin Cafe. They have great coffee, great vibe, great staff, great owners, and most of all, they make the best apple fritters in Toronto. And they'll put ice cream right on top of it. So you gotta check that out next time you're going to Leslieville. You have to wait a few minutes because they make them fresh, but it will be, I guarantee you, the best apple fritter you've ever had in your life. So stay tuned for more. We'll hope to see you next time. I hope you've enjoyed this video about Leslieville. Please subscribe so you'll be the first to know about new videos coming up. And don't forget, if you want to know more about living in Toronto, you can ask me questions anytime. I'll be happy to help you. So until then, we'll see you next time.